ChatGPT looks like it writes an answer the way we do. It does not. When it begins responding, it does not have the entire paragraph prepared somewhere inside the model. It chooses one small piece of text, then another, then another. So the interesting question is not really how ChatGPT writes an answer. It is how it chooses the very next token. And once you understand that, the whole generation process starts making much more sense. Let us start with a simple sentence. The capital of France is, you already know what probably comes next. Paris. But the model does not begin with the word Paris sitting somewhere waiting to be returned. First, your sentence has to go through several steps. The first step is tokenization. A language model does not read text exactly as words. Instead, text is divided into smaller pieces called tokens. Sometimes a token is an entire word, sometimes it is part of a word, sometimes punctuation can be its own token. So your sentence becomes a sequence of tokens that the model can process. But there is still a problem. A neural network cannot directly work with words. It works with numbers. So every token is converted into a numerical representation called an embedding. You can think of an embedding as a collection of numbers describing that token in a mathematical space. Now the model has turned your sentence from text into numbers. But simply having numbers is not enough. The model also needs context. Consider the word bank. If I say I deposited money at the bank, bank refers to a financial institution. If I say we sat near the riverbank, the exact same word means something completely different. So the model cannot decide what a token means by looking at that token alone. It has to look at the surrounding context. This is where the transformer becomes important. Inside a transformer is a mechanism called attention. Attention allows each token to examine other tokens and decide which ones are important. In our example, the capital of France is. The model can learn that France is extremely important when predicting what should come next. The word capital also matters. The word of matters differently. All of these relationships help the model build a richer representation of the sentence. And this does not happen only once. A large language model contains many layers. As information moves through those layers, the representation becomes more context-aware. By the time it reaches the later layers, the model has built a mathematical representation of what the sequence is asking for. Now we reach the part we actually care about. What should come next? The model has a vocabulary containing thousands of possible tokens. Paris is one possibility, London is another, France is another. Banana is technically another. The model needs to score all of them. So near the end of the network, it produces a number for every possible next token. These raw scores are often called logits. You do not need to remember that word. The important idea is simple. Every possible token receives a score. A higher score means the model currently considers that token more appropriate. For our sentence, Paris should receive a very high score. London might receive a lower one. Something completely unrelated should receive a much smaller score. But these are still just arbitrary numbers. It would be much easier if we could turn them into probabilities. That is what Softmax does. Softmax takes all of those scores and converts them into a probability distribution. Now the model might effectively have something like this. Paris, very likely. London, unlikely. France, less likely. Thousands of other tokens, extremely unlikely. At this point, you might think the model simply chooses the token with the highest probability every single time. It can. But if we always did that, the model could become very predictable. Imagine asking it to write a story. If it always selected the single most likely token at every step, its writing could become repetitive and boring. So language models can also sample from the probability distribution. This means a token with a high probability is more likely to be chosen, but sometimes another reasonable token can be selected instead. And this is where a setting called temperature becomes useful. Temperature changes how adventurous the model is when choosing. With a lower temperature, the highest probability choices become more dominant. The output becomes more predictable and focused. With a higher temperature, lower probability choices receive more opportunity. The response can become more varied and creative, but push that too far, and the output can also become less reliable. Now suppose Paris is selected. The job is not finished. Paris is added to the sequence. And then the model runs the process again. It asks the same basic question. Given everything so far, what token should come next? A new distribution is produced. Another token is selected. That token is added. Then the process repeats again and again. This happens so quickly that from our perspective, it looks like the model is simply writing a sentence. but underneath, the response is being constructed one token at a time. This also explains something interesting about language models. When ChatGPT begins an answer, it does not necessarily know the exact final sentence it will produce. Each new token changes the context for the next prediction. One choice affects the next choice, and that affects the choice after that. So a long response emerges through thousands of small prediction decisions. Of course, those decisions are not random guesses. They are influenced by patterns the model learned during training. During training, the model sees enormous amounts of text. A piece of text is shown to it, and the model tries to predict what comes next. When its prediction is wrong, its internal parameters are adjusted. Then it tries again, over and over, across an enormous number of examples. Gradually, the model becomes better at predicting language. And to become good at that task, it ends up learning many useful patterns. Grammar, relationships between words, writing styles, code structures, patterns in questions and answers, and relationships between concepts. So when you ask ChatGPT a question, it is not searching through a giant list of finished responses, and it is not writing the entire answer first and then revealing it to you. Your input becomes tokens. Those tokens become numerical representations. Attention helps the model understand their relationships, the transformer processes, that context. Every possible next token receives a score. Those scores become probabilities. One token is selected, then the whole process continues, one token at a time. And that is the strange thing about modern language models. The final response can look complicated. It can contain code, explanations, stories, and detailed reasoning. But at every single moment, the model is solving one surprisingly simple problem. Given everything that has come before, what should come next? If you want to learn more about AI, machine learning, and the ideas behind modern technology, subscribe to the channel. And if you have a question or a topic you would like me to explain next, leave it in the comments. I read them, and your suggestion might become the next video.